5760 BC, volcano Pied de Dome erupts in France. 5700 BC, Samara culture begins in Mesopotamia. 5677 BC, cataclysmic volcanic eruption of 12,000-foot-high Mount Mazama creates Oregon's crater lake when the resulting caldera with water with a volcanic explosivity index of 7. 5600 BC, beginning of the desertification of North Africa, leading to the creation of the Sahara Desert. 5509 BC. The Byzantine calendar dates the Genesis creation. 5500 BC, agriculture started in Egypt. 5450 BC, volcano Hekla erupts. 5400 BC, beginning of the Sumerian civilization in Iraq. 5300 BC, the Byaxin culture starts in China. 5200 BC, human inhabitation beginning in Malta. 5100 BC, temples founded in southern Mesopotamia. 5000 BC, iron was discovered at atomic number 26 used in hemoglobins, and silver is discovered at atomic number 47 used in silverware. 4900 BC, circular ditches are built in Europe. 4800 BC, Dimini culture replaces the Sesklo culture in Thessaly, Greece. 4750 BC, the starting year of the Assyrian calendar. 4713 BC, the epoch of the Julian period is described by Joseph Justus Scaliger. 4600 BC, the oldest golden treasure was founded in Varna necropolis, Bulgaria. 4500 BC, the settlement of Kyrakishu in Cyprus. 4400 BC, the rowing oars were invented in China. 4350 BC, Kikai caldera in Japan forms in Envei eruption of 7. 4300 BC, the first funnel beaker culture in north and eastern Germany. 4250 BC, Karnak stones. 4241 BC, Edward Meyer's date for the creation of the Egyptian calendar. 4200 BC, date of Mesolithic example soft nala binding found in Denmark. 4100 BC, the new wave of immigration begins in Malta. 4000 BC, wheels in Mesopotamia. 3940 BC, Thuban becomes the northern polar star. 3900 BC, and 5.9 kiloyear event during the Holocene. 3838 BC, the post track in England has built. 3800 BC, the Ubaid period came to an abrupt end in eastern Arabia. 3761 BC, the Bible recalls that God creates existence, time, matter, darkness, and light. 3760 BC, the first year of the Hebrew calendar. 3750 BC, carbon was discovered at atomic number 6, used in diamonds. 3700 BC, the Indus Valley civilization starts. 3600 BC, copper artifacts in Iran. 3500 BC, tin is discovered, founded in tin cans, at atomic number 50. 3400 BC, the first zoo in Hierakonpolis. 3300 BC, the Red Temple in northwest Sardinia, is built. 3250 BC, the potter's wheel in ancient Near East is used. 3200 BC, hieroglyphic writing in Egypt. 3150 BC, the beginning of the reign of Narmer. 3138 BC, Ljubljana Marshes wheel was founded in Slovenia. 3100 BC, writing is founded, which the construction of Stonehenge in England. 3067 BC, the setting of the mummy returns is prologue. 3051 BC, Pinus longeva, the oldest living organism is still present. 3000 BC, antimony was discovered found in fire retardants, at atomic number 51. 2955 BC, Ja, the third pharaoh of Egypt, dies. 2950 BC, the first use of a Nebli name by the Egyptian First Dynasty pharaoh, Samerkit. 2920 BC, Jit is the fourth pharaoh of Egypt. 2900 BC, the beginning of the early dynastic period 1 in Sumer. 2890 BC, PharaohQa died and Pharaoh Hotep's Khumui starts to rule, which the second dynasty of Egypt starts. 2880 BC, the estimated germination of Prometheus tree. 2879 BC, Hung Vuong established the Hongbang dynasty in Vietnam. 2852 BC, beginning of the period of the 3rd of August Ones and the 5 emperors in China. 2850 BC, the Indus Valley civilization peaks. 2832 BC, the estimated of the Methuselah tree. 2807 BC, an asteroid or comet impact occurring between Africa and Antarctica. 2773 BC, the 365-day calendar is introduced in Egypt. 2750 BC, the end of the early dynastic 1 period in Mesopotamia. 2737 BC, the invention of tea. 2715 BC, the start of the Old Kingdom of Egypt. 2700 BC, the Kingdom of Elam in Iran. 2697 BC, the Yellow Emperor starts to reign in China. 2685 BC, the bull lyre from the tomb of Queen Puabi was made. 2681 BC, the reign of Djoser. 2668 BC, Pharaoh Sanek died. 2667 BC, Pharaoh Djose starts ruling. 2648 BC, Pharaoh Djose died. 2640 BC, the cultivation and weaving of silk starts to be a closely guarded secret. 2630 BC, Imhotep starts constructing the Pyramid of Djoser. 2613 BC, the 4th dynasty of Egypt is constructing the Great Sphinx of Giza. 2601 BC, the Giza Pyramid is built for Menka, Khafra, and Khufu. 2600 BC, the end of the early dynastic 2 period in Mesopotamia, and the oldest literature in Kesh Temple hymn. 2589 BC, Pharaoh Khufu starts ruling. 2578 BC, Khufu died. 2575 BC, Sneferu is pharaoh. 2570 BC, Khafra starts ruling in Egypt. 2566 BC, Pharaoh Khufu died. 2560 BC, Great Pyramid is completed. 2558 BC, Pharaoh Khafra starts ruling. 2550 BC, the Egyptian rulers contacts the western desert oasis. 2544 BC, Pharaoh Khafra died. 2533 BC, Pharaoh Menkora starts ruling. 2528 BC, Jethro is pharaoh. 2515 BC, Manka died. 2503 BC, Pharaoh Menka died. 2500 BC, arsenic was founded as poison at atomic number 33. 2494 BC, the end of 4th dynasty in Egypt. 2492 BC, Haik founds Armenia. 2491 BC, unmythical Chinese emperor, Zhangshu. 2475 BC, Uzakaf is pharaoh. 2458 BC, Sahur is pharaoh. 2446 BC, Neferkakakai is pharaoh. 2426 BC, Shepsesker is pharaoh. 2425 BC, the death of Enatum of Lagash. 2419 BC, Neferfre is pharaoh. 2416 BC, New Sirimi is Pharaoh.